Let's talk about the Prime Ronan, right? So this was probably, I would say, like the best mid price point bow. Was it last year? Or was
it might have been
prior?
2 years ago now.
We did a video on it for Extremes YouTube stuff, and it's a stellar bow. The thing about it that's kind of unique is how long of an axle bow it is at that price point, right? Because we talked about you normally a little bit shorter bows. This is a 34-inch axle to axle bow that uses Prime's core cam, which is a phenomenal cam.
Yep, it's just taking basically the limbs, cams, and even the shim system and putting it onto a different riser.
Yeah, I mean, and that shim system works well.
It does.
And that's the big thing, right? A lot of these bows is the tuning side is a little bit more difficult in that price point, and this eliminated it. I mean, you can shim the bow easy, just like Prime's flagship models, which it makes me question and it makes me wonder, because we see a lot of these like branded, it's not a sub brand, it's the flagship brand, the Prime Ronan. It's in the Prime category. They don't have a subcategory for that mid price point bow like you've seen a lot of companies in the past, right? Bowtech, Diamond, some of the other brands. It's a Prime bow.
Right.
It makes me question: is it take away from the flagship sales? And because it has essentially almost all the same features.
It's the same technology, honestly just a different chassis.
Right. Yeah. That's a great way to put it. It does. I mean, and you look at it, the thing about the Prime Ronan though, I think one of the drawbacks is it's a 34-inch axle to axle bow. So you would expect that bow to fit, your longer draw guys, but it doesn't. It goes 26 to 30 and a half inches, which is kind of a bummer because your long draw guys typically want that longer axle to axle bow just for string angle.
Right. That's one thing with Prime, though. They've always kind of had shorter draw length options for all their bows. But, I mean, that's kind of put in the same category as like the Alaskan Pro, for example, because that one maxes at 30 and a half.
Right.
And that's a 33-inch axle bow. So it's kind of similar right there, but I feel like doing that, though, it's going to make it a very comfortable bow for that, even if you are maxing out at 30 and a half. It's going to be a very comfortable bow for the string angle, even at, the short 26-inch. It's going to be great feeling, great performing bow for that individual.
Yeah, that you can do just about anything with, right? Because it's, typically in that price point, somebody has one bow, and that's their primary bow, and they're going to do everything with that bow. And with it being that little bit longer axle to axle, if they want to shoot tack, if they want to hunt, if they want to build it as a 3D target rig, it's a great option for it.
Right.
So, and again, like I said, the features that come on that bow are fantastic. I think one being the core cam, it's not a different cam than the flagship bows. So it puts up really good speeds.
It does.
The core cam, in my opinion, is one of the smoother, more consistent draw cycle, has one of the more consistent draw cycles. And again, it doesn't skimp anywhere. The valley on it's nice on the core cam, and the back wall is incredibly solid, and it puts up good speeds. It's got an IBO of 336.
Yeah, I mean, the core cam's been out now probably 5 years at this point, and it's been a great performing cam. It really has been. Yeah. There's just not a lot of talk about Prime, which it honestly it sucks for them, but it's just, I don't know if it's just part of the marketing or just it's not as popular out here on the East Coast, but I heard a lot of guys that really like the Prime bows a lot.
Yeah, I mean, we've sold a handful of Ronins, and not so much the flagship bows this year. Talking about the form, it just didn't perform for us like I expected it to. And I don't know exactly what that is, but we talked about that in an episode before when we talk about, it takes the manufacturer side and the dealer side, everybody working together in order to get these bows in front of people. It takes the media, it takes, the hands-on approach with the dealers, and it takes, I think now at this point, we're seeing manufacturers on the ground at TAC events and stuff like that, getting these bows in people's hands, and then opening up new dealers for people to be able to go and test these bows. So yeah, I think Prime has done a really good job as far as technology goes, and just good performing bows. I just think they're kind of slept on. Yeah. From what we see where we're located, that might not be so out west.
Right.
So, but yeah, Prime Ronan, man, I think it's fantastic. And I think, so that bow it's got Picatinny, sight mount option, right?
I do believe so.
Man, I think it's machined into the riser.
I think so.
Yeah. So let me pull it up real quick. But I think Prime does a really good job when it comes to like their finishes and stuff too. And that's one of the other cool things about these bows is they look sharp. I mean, they look, it's not machined in. It's actually attached to the front of the riser. So they got a pick mount option on there. And oh no, that's RVX. Excuse me.
Yeah, I'm looking at. I don't think it has the pick mount.
No, it does not have the pick mount. So it does not have that feature on it. Okay, so you can only run the side mounted sight on that. Sorry, guys.
Yep. Yeah, I was just looking up too.
Okay. Yeah. No. It's and you know the thing about it too. It's 34 inches. The overall weight on that bow is only 4.5 pounds.
Yep. I think it's a good price point, or not price point. It's a good mid-weight. I guess you could say for it.
I agree because, some of the other bows are a little bit even heavier than that at a shorter ATA.